Hello and welcome to a new video. I've got no idea which direction this video is going to go in because I have so many things I need to get done, but I got a sneak peek of something before, so let's go to the front yard and go check it out together. So I pulled out the potato plants just so that I could hedge this hedge here, and as I was moving the pots, look at this. Isn't she beautiful? So I've got at least one in there. Isn't that exciting? I also noticed that I've got my first onion that has done this, which is a sign that it is ready to harvest. So let's, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I don't want to break it. I didn't think it would be this hard. Okay, I think I'm going to go and get something to help get that out. Take two. Here we go. Oh, wowee, it's real in there. And it's a bit hard to get any leverage with this planter. Here we go. My first onion. Woo! Well, for this season anyway. Woohoo! The joys of filming with the wind in Melbourne. So it has actually split, and that's my fault because it had been like this for probably maybe about 10 days, to be honest with you, and I just haven't had a chance to get out here and film, and I wanted to do it with you to harvest the very first onion of the season. So now I've got to work out how to cure this. Sorry, my camera just went wonky donkey. So I think you just let it sit in a warm, dry position until these skins start to harden up. But because it has split, we're going to have to use it pretty much straight away. Anyway, that's no problem by me. Now, the next job that I have to tackle is these garlics, I believe, are ready to harvest. However, this warrigal green patch is going absolutely mental at the moment, and I do have a short coming out in regards to this. I filmed it weeks ago and I've just got to do a little bit of a voiceover on it. So I'm actually going to take this out now, or at least cut it back so that we can see these garlics a little bit better, and then we can harvest those after we've got rid of all of this. Wowee, that is a lot of warrigal greens and a lot of snails too. Ew. But that has opened up this area, and now we can get these garlics harvested together. A few days after Vasili came for his visit, these started to fall over, which I believe is a sign of being ready. So I've stopped watering them for the past 2 weeks, and that should make the skins get a little bit harder and ready for harvesting. So let's get these guys up. Oh, that's not a good start. I'm going to need a utensil for this one as well. My handy dandy hoary rip-off from Aldi. Definitely one of the faves in the garden. So these are dynamite. And that's not great that that's so sludgy, but we've definitely got a few cloves in there. So we'll let these guys dry out, and this is the first time I've ever done this. So what I will do is I will save some of these cloves for next season, and we will do a second generation garlic in the garden with our climate, and hopefully we get a much better, bigger bulb with a better yield. Actually, before I keep going on with these ones, let's just quickly check out the early purples. So they're a very similar size to the dynamite Okay, let's get the rest of these harvested. Oh my goodness, that smells amazing. Oh, yes. Teeny tiny. Those are those little tiny bulbs that they tell you to never plant the little ones, but they've still done something. So obviously the size is nothing to write home about, but 9 bulbs here for the dynamites and 10 for the early purples. So definitely worth putting in those tiny cloves that they tell you not to bother with, because you'll definitely get something out of it. So as you can see, the tomatoes are quite literally bursting out of their pots now. A lot of them have got flowers on them. So we really need to get these in, but the weather and just time and all the things, #life, has just been getting in the way. So we need to get some things out of the garden beds before we can put these into them. So let's get that done now. My Brussels sprouts have really taken a hit getting eaten by something. I'm not sure if that's the earwigs or some caterpillars, but we're going to get all of these pulled now, and then that will give us some room to get this bed cleared out, ready for either the chilies or the tomatoes. I'm still tossing up what to put in here. I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so this one has been attacked the worst, so that's a real pity. But this one actually has some good ones on it. They're little, but hey, they're going to taste amazing. Let's get all these beetroots pulled as well. Oh, that's a silver beet, isn't it? This is a beetroot, because they didn't bulb up. There's a couple of turnips in here as well. And then there's all of these rockets, which I'm allowing to go to seed. These rockets here have finally started. They've actually started to open. So they're starting to fall on the floor. So we're going to get a whole heap of rockets on the ground. But I did manage to save a couple. So I've got to try and cut these off very delicately so that they don't just explode. But once we get rid of these and these last little things, this is only the last thing that's left, is the purple sprouting broccoli, because it's still got some sprouts going and they're absolutely delicious. I love to steam them or put them in a stir fry. But once we take out that and this one parsnip, this bed is done. I'll try and dig up these really carefully. The little, I think they're sorrels. Do you know what? I haven't even tried them yet. Let's try one. Definitely lemony. So I think it was a red veined sorrel. There's a little garlic chive back here, which I think will appreciate having some sunshine now. Maybe we take that off too. I also need to harvest these Broadbeans. So if you saw on Vasili, I was asking him how you eat them, and I was wondering when they're ready to harvest. And somebody had said in a video that when they point down is time to harvest. So I'm not sure if I've got any. Yeah, like this one. I'm not sure if you can see that, but when it points down, that means it's ready. And when it points up, it's still got some time to go. But I did try one yesterday that was one of these big boys, and they were a little bit on the dry side compared to the one that I tried with Vasili. So I think we get probably most of these harvested, and then we can get these plants out. Mind you, apparently you can eat these as well, the tips. Yeah, I'm not going to eat those tips. So I think probably get this harvested and we'll get it out. So I'm going to have to go and have a look at some of the comments that people made when this episode aired, because there were some great ideas with putting them in pastas or just slicing them up and adding some lemon and garlic, and that sounds delicious. So I need to give all those a go so that I know how many of these I want to grow next year. Actually, you know what I've just realised? Oh my goodness, there's heaps down here. Is I should keep a couple to save the pods, shouldn't I? So that I can have our own ones. I might keep that one. Oh, there's a huge one down here too. And there. Okay, I'm going to save some of them so that I can save their seeds for next year. So I'm going to ask the videographers whether I can insert Vasili's shot of this olive tree, but I did end up cutting it back even more, and I will tell you why. It's because it is casting shadow on this bed, and I'll put some footage in the morning, the middle bed during the day, and this bed from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's causing more issues than it's worth, I think. I did the olives once, they weren't that successful. So I'm just thinking, for the fact of all the produce, all the pumpkins that we have going over this archway, and all the tomatoes that are going to be here and chilies, is it really worth it? I did have one thought though. So I did say to my husband, how about we cut it? We have two options. Cut it down to this node where it sort of juts out, and then we'll get rid of the canopy for this summer crop, and then we can let the little shoots come out, and then in winter we can save it and have it like this again, sort of like a little bit of a lollipop design, and then in summer cut it back down again so that we get all that sun in our prime crop area that we have here. Or cut it down to this level here and same thing, so have it nothing, let the shoots come out, and then by the time it's winter it can do its thing, we can shape it or whatever, but at least we get that sun coming in during the prime time to grow. So this is that fennel pollen that I was telling you about, or the flower, that apparently the pollen is the 3rd most expensive spice in the world. So if I give it a bit of a shake, yeah, look at that. Can you see that? All the tiny little flecks of yellow. Let's give it a taste test. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have to like crunch it in between your teeth. And then you get this like burst of intense fennel flavour. Okay. And can we just take a moment to have a look at what my son calls is my merch. So if you saw my short, this will make sense with my little 2-year-old. So it says full gardens need no mulch, and there's no tea in mulch. So if you haven't seen that short, go check it out. It's very cute. And yeah, I thought I would make that because obviously I loved growing the garden last season with so much packed in. It meant that I didn't need any mulch. It meant that there was no weeds. And yeah, it just really worked very well. I'll tweak it a little bit next time, but if you haven't seen this short, go check it out. We are still getting lots of snow peas, even though this plant is completely and utterly riddled with powdery mildew. And then this is the next tree that we also have to tackle. So I'm thinking of taking it back to this little bit here where I've clearly cut it back before in the past, because it is casting a shadow. There you go. In the morning when the sun rises, onto this bed that I was going to put the tomatoes in. So I am questioning that decision, just so that you know now, because of this olive tree and also because of this. So I can get this one cut back. It's going to be a pity because we've got so many buds up there and we get so many honey eaters here. And it's next to my son's bedroom and he loves this tree, but yeah, it needs to just have a little bit of a trim. You know what? Let's just do this. I'll do this one to start with. Maybe I'll have to do from here, I think, because this is the tallest one, causing the most amount of sun blockage. Okay, I think we'll see, because I don't think anything's really else in the way. But I do know that Australian natives do love a good prune. So you know what? I'll see what happens in the morning tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think the other ones will cause too much of an issue. It's the hedge that's the sun's coming up over. So I don't think that these will be in the way too much, but I'll assess it tomorrow morning when I see how the sun hits this bed. I planted a whole heap of the Purple King climbing beans in here, and the earwigs have completely destroyed them. Oh, there you go, look. Like, look at this. Just decimated them. So they've all died. I've replanted a whole heap of seeds in here. Can't see any that's germinated yet, but that's really disappointing. So I've had to start from scratch again. So many strawberries, but they are taking a long time to ripen up and turn into little fruits. And then this little guy here, this little volunteer tomato, I'm thinking of putting him in the community garden. I think that will be nice for their neighbours, and we don't know what variety it is. My corn are almost ready to go out the front again. I think they'll have a better chance this time against the blackbirds. And look at this guy that's just popped up. So he's a bit confused. You're in the wrong season, buddy. That's going to be interesting when we have to fill this bed up with the soil for the next season. And just a quick little update on some of these seedlings. So everything's coming along really well. Some failures, but most things have germinated. Oh dear. Oh, I'm gonna have to get some water in there. That's not good. Sorry. That's my holy basil. Oh no. But what I did want to say is this blue spice basil. Oh my goodness, get it. It is so pretty. This is the one that's got a little bit of a vanilla flavour or scent to it. It's really good. I just noticed how dry everything is in there. Okay, we need to get this watered. So we'll take a peek in the greenhouse in a second, but I did just want to show you my plantain. So I've just replaced these plants actually, because the ones that I had lots of powdery mildew on them. So narrow leaf plantain is a dime a dozen here. It is absolutely everywhere. It is very much a obnoxious weed around here, but with great medicinal properties, as we know if you've seen my short. But broadleaf plantain is near impossible, I've found, where I live. Maybe where you live you've got lots of it, but around here I've really struggled. So I've been sourcing it from places where I found it, and the reason is it's got the exact same medicinal properties from its leaves as what the narrow leaf version does, but one little difference. These little pods, the little seed pods that it's shooting out that you can see here, are apparently delicious. So you can fry them up with some garlic and salt and pepper and oil, and they taste a little similar to asparagus. And because I've got to wait 3 years for my asparagus, I'm pretty excited to eat these little pods. So just so that you know, this broadleaf plantain, which actually has a very different look to this one, so I'm wondering whether it actually is broadleaf plantain, so we'll have to wait until it produces some pods to see whether it actually is the same as this. But these ones were from Marysville. We brought these back with us after we took the kids up skiing at Lake Mountain. This one I actually found, this lone little plant, no others around it, at a park close to us in another suburb. And then this one has been completely trampled on because I found this, again, just this one little plant, no others, at my son's school on the oval. So I couldn't believe it when I saw that it had the little pods as well. And into the greenhouse we go. Let's have a look and see what's growing in here. Oh, she won! Oh, so Jennifer, there's my Carolina Reaper. She wants me to try this, and I'm very much looking forward to it. And I think I will be making some ghost sauce with this Carolina Reaper. And all my basils are going really well. The amaranth, oh my goodness, look at this guy. Whoa. I need to do that cannoli recipe that I saw Ben do from Urban Homestead, because that used some, he said red spinach. I'm assuming it was the amaranth, but I could be wrong. These little ones that the kids have potted up are going along really well. What have we got in here? Oh, I had to repot a lot of my pumpkins. So these are the sweet dumplings, which are the ones that have the like acorn shape to them. So the indents. A red curry's finally come up, and I think I'm out of those seeds. I'll have to check whether I bought some from another company. Oh, are we in focus now? And these are the scarlet chilies. Look at this, all 4 have come up, although that one looks a bit like it might not be one, but we'll wait and see. Cayenne peppers, the bishop crowns, and the serranos are all looking really good. The tomatillos, look at these. Oh yes, they look sensational. So they're supposed to be like a tomato, but that is definitely very different leaf from a tomato. We've got the eggplants at the back, some celeries to replace the ones that have all gone to seed. My dwarf Cape gooseberries, which I was very kindly told by a subscriber that these aren't ground cherries, even though they market them as ground cherries / Cape gooseberries, they are apparently a completely different plant. So I have just purchased 3 different varieties of ground cherries, and I'm very much looking forward to trying those. Oh, I didn't tell you guys, this was the alpine strawberry. So the kids had 100% success rate, and I even think there's a couple of other peppers coming up here if you look closely. And then I think a slug came along and just took out all of these little alpine strawberries. So I've got that one little one remaining. I do have an alpine strawberry plant, so it's not a huge deal, but it was very sad to see them all gone. All these chilies are going really well. And oh, here you go. Here's another thing to look at, this Long Island cheese pumpkin. So that's something that had bored right through the center of the stem, and it's opened it up. So the plant's still kicking. But I just planted 2 more seeds, which both have germinated, and a couple of tomatoes that I'm not sure what variety they are. So that'll be fun to find out. And then here's my ice cream bean trees, doing really well, very happy. We've got lots of fruit on the capsicums and chilies developing, so that's really good. But these have been eaten, I think, by those earwigs. They've been a real menace this year. Candy cane stripe capsicum is getting some flowers on it, and I think I'm gonna have to plant some more of these baby boos. They definitely, and sorry about the wind everybody, curry leaf trees, more chilies. Oh, there's some fruit in there as well, chili fruit. And what have we got? The Hungarian sweet peppers, and I can't remember what this other one was. What's this other one? Oh, spaghetti squash. I'm going to have to plant more of those. Oh, the orange jalapenos. So they're all doing really well in there. There's the kids' Jackby Little pumpkins. They need a water, and these beans haven't been doing too well either. Oh, these are the watermelons. Not sure what's going on there. The okras, can't seem to get them to... This one is holding on for dear life. Oh, that's not looking good, is it? But look at this. I honestly thought these were not going to do anything. This is the 7 capsicum coloured mix from the Diggers Club. And I think I counted about 15 seeds have germinated in here now. They literally came up from nowhere, and I planted them weeks ago. So there you go. Sometimes you just got to give them some time. But I'm going to take you downstairs. You ready? And look what has finally done something. The sweet potato slip is slipping. Oh, and so is my camera. Look, it's finally growing. So that little stump that's been sitting there since the other one. The other ones, look at this. This is the purple one. So this is how big they are, and they're ready to get planted, which we will do very soon. But my orange is finally doing its thing. Yay, go orange! It's also time to pick this up and move this over a bit because the grass needs well and truly having a mow in here. It's gotten a little crazy, but I can see a lot of things are very dry as well. So let's get some of these things watered. And a quick little update on all of our cucumbers, zucchini. There is a butternut pumpkin in here as well. And as you can see, we've got some yellowing and we really need to be planting. So we need to get these in ASAP. I don't normally let this dry out like this, but I thought it would be interesting just to show you, because I forgot to mention it to Vasili, that this goes like the Sahara Desert when it dries out. So this is that veggie mix that we shoveled into this area, and how it looks when it's dry. Beautiful, isn't it? One other little task that I have to do is this sweet choc chili. I'm not sure what happened, but we lost a couple of these plants, so I couldn't find the seeds anywhere. And when I was making my merch today, I found the packet. So I'm going to put a couple more of these in, and they're going to be well behind the rest of them, but better late than never. So I think I'm going to end the video here, and then I think the next one is going to be where we plant the tomatoes, capsicums and pumpkins, maybe the pumpkins, because we've got a little bit of our trick up our sleeve to be able to put those in this year, because I've got quite a few varieties, no surprise, and we need some space. So we've come up with a little solution to the problem, and I think you might like it. So I just wanted to end on very quickly. I did ask in a group whether this was blight. This is my sun gold, so I didn't have any success with the sun golds last year, and then I've had these this year, but now I've got this on the leaf, and it's like a window pane, so it's like something has gnawed at it, and I've noticed that it's actually on quite a few plants around the garden. So I'm thinking it's not blight, and it's just something, an insect that's, mind you, they are starting to go crusty, and oh, I don't know. If you know in the comments, can you please let me know, because I don't want to put this, I've actually put it in quarantine away from the other tomatoes. So I don't want to lose all my crop. That would make me quite literally cry. So if you know what this is, please let me know. But as I said, I have seen it on a few of the plants around the garden. So I'm hoping it is just an insect and not blight, early blight. And on that note, I will see you in the next video, which hopefully will be the planting of said tomato and the filling up of the garden beds. It is going to be a big job. I'm not looking forward to it, but it needs to be done. So I will see you in that next video, hopefully very soon. You take care. Bye.